Stars on Mars Episode 2's base commander Tallulah Willis was sent home by her fellow contestants, but there was another celebrant who deserved to leave before her. Tallulah wanted to be base commander after a successful week as the mission specialist alongside Episode 1 base commander, Marshawn Lynch. Due to her positivity and leadership skills, the group voted for her to take on the leadership role. Tallulah was then immediately at the forefront of a crisis, as the water supply had run out, and the contestants had to retrieve frozen water from a cave to replenish it. Tallulah chose Natasha Leggero to be her mission specialist. She delegated duties to each contestant, but Ariel Winter asked if she could switch her assignment with Tom Schwartz. She wanted to rappel into the cave to get the water, instead of staying above ground and gathering the water into barrels. Tom agreed, and was in charge of filling the 4 barrels with Marshawn, who had refused to rappel. Unfortunately, the group failed to fill all 4 barrels, and so base commander Tallulah was also up for elimination. Her fellow Stars on Mars competitors voted to send her back to Earth, but there are several reasons why she deserved to stay. Tallulah Willis was a positive force on Stars on Mars. Although Tallulah's Stars on Mars co-stars joked about her out-there personality, she was a very positive force within the group. During Episode 1, as the mission specialist, she was not only able to help base commander Marshawn deliver his directions to the contestants clearly, but she acted as a cheerleader for them. As the Episode 2 base commander, she made sure that everyone felt comfortable and supported. She respected their decisions about which responsibilities they wanted to take on in the mission, which eventually was held against her. However, Tallulah understood what Stars on Mars is all about. Obviously, in a real mission to Mars, the base commander would never bend to the whims of her subordinates, and allow them to take on roles that could end up hurting others, should they be unable to handle them. However, Stars on Mars is a reality show in which celebrities have the chance to put themselves to the test. By allowing Ariel to fulfill her desire to push her own boundaries by rappelling into the cave, Tallulah demonstrated an understanding that Stars on Mars is all about challenging oneself. Not only did Tallulah bring positivity because of her faith in her co-stars, but she was a great friend to them as well. When Episode 1 base commander Marshawn jokingly said that he didn't want to give up his private bedroom and bathroom to Tallulah when she took over as the leader, she told him he could keep it anyway. She said that she enjoyed spending time with her fellow contestants, and getting to know them in the shared living space. Tallulah didn't let the power go to her head, and instead used it as an opportunity to bring everyone else up with her. Tallulah Willis trusted her fellow Stars on Mars competitors' abilities. Tallulah trusted her fellow Stars on Mars competitors' knowledge of their own abilities. This was important, as the point of the show is for celebrities to have the chance to try new things and challenge themselves. As base commander, rather than detail their strengths and weaknesses up to that point, she let them take the lead. Although she later realized that Ariel wasn't physically strong enough for the cave part of the challenge, she let her try it. If Tallulah had stayed on Stars on Mars, her faith and trust in her fellow contestants would have been a great example that could have helped them to reach new heights. Tallulah Willis had a great Stars on Mars Episode 1. Tallulah received plenty of praise for her role as the Stars on Mars Episode 1 mission specialist. This was a main reason why she was elected the base commander in Episode 2. Although her decision to allow Ariel and Tom to switch places was held against her, It should NT have overshadowed the good work that she did in both missions. She was off to a fantastic start, which suddenly fizzled out. Tallulah Willis had great potential for success on Stars on Mars. Tallulah had the potential to do great things on Stars on Mars. One of the most interesting things about her journey was that, in the 2 episodes she was there, she never left the base to go out into the Mars simulation field. As the mission specialist and base commander, she stayed inside and supervised the 2 outdoor missions, which were repairing the communications tower and restoring the water supply. Because of her positive attitude and ability to inspire people, she would have been awesome during the physical challenges. It's a shame that Stars on Mars viewers won't ever get to see that side of Tallulah. Stars on Mars. Tom Schwartz made a critical error. Not only did Tallulah deserve to stay because of her positive attributes, but Tom made a serious error that directly contributed to the failure of the mission. Tom misinformed the group that they had 3.5 barrels filled with water, when they only had 2.5 completed. When the pipe in the cave separated, the contestants were under the impression that they were almost done filling the barrels, and it wasn't that big of a deal. As the Stars on Mars contestants tried to reconnect the pipe pieces, water gushed out. However, the celebranauts didn't think it mattered much because they were almost done. When Tom revealed that he misspoke about the amount of barrels left, his fellow contestants, including Tallulah and Natasha, were shocked that they were so far behind. Because he was also in the bottom 2 the previous week, Tom should have left Stars on Mars Episode 2, rather than Tallulah. Tallulah didn't deserve to leave Stars on Mars during Episode 2. Although her fellow competitors reasoned that the base commander was ultimately to blame for the failure of the mission, she did the best she could. Perhaps she should have forced the contestants to stay in their assigned roles, but Tom's counting error was unexpected. She had faith that he could do the job he was assigned. Tallulah was a ray of sunshine on Stars on Mars, and her positive attitude will be missed in future episodes. Stars on Mars airs Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time on Fox. Source: Tallulah Willis, Instagram.